Have you ever wondered why some people just keep getting richer? Not because they're lucky or smarter, but because they move differently. It's not luck, it's not timing, it's habits. There are certain things wealthy people do consistently. Small, simple actions that compound into freedom over time. So today we are diving into the 5 habits that make you richer. Financially, mentally, and even emotionally. Habit number 5 is my favorite and the most important, I believe. So stick around until the end. Because wealth isn't just about money. It's a mindset, a rhythm, and a lifestyle that multiplies everything you touch. Hi, if we haven't met yet, my name is Marnith. I'm a registered nurse, wellness and personal growth coach, and investor. Let's get into it. Habit number 1, they track and tweak, not just budget. Most people make a budget once, feel good about it, then never look at it again. And most of the time they don't realize they've spent more. But the wealthy, they don't just make a budget, they track and adjust. They treat money like a business, review the numbers, see what's working, and fix what's not. At the beginning of every month, I sit down with my coffee, open my little notebook of lists and spreadsheet, and review what happened the previous month. Sometimes I notice that small things like delivery apps or random subscriptions quietly add up. Because here's the truth, budgeting is awareness, tracking is mastery. When you track, you don't just manage money, you take control of it. You cannot improve what you do not measure. Habit number 2, they play the long game with money. In the past, I've tried the short-term stuff, the trendy, make big money right away, that kind of thing, kind of investments that everyone's talking about. And instead of gaining, I lost money big time. But real wealth doesn't come from speed. It comes from structure. I realized the most peaceful and reliable way to build wealth is consistency. So since then, I made sure that every time I got paid, a percentage automatically goes to my long-term investments. No emotions, no second guessing. Even when I was just starting out and could only invest a small amount, I treated it like a bill I had to pay because it was for my future self. And it's incredible what happens when you stay consistent for years. You start to see your money work for you, quietly, steadily, without stress. Example, $200 a month invested for 20 years at 8% growth turns into $110,000. That's not luck, that's patience. The long game isn't exciting at first, but it's unstoppable over time. So if you haven't started yet, automate a fixed percentage of income into your investments. It doesn't matter if it's 50 or 500. The habit matters more than the amount. The earlier you start, the less you need to chase later. So my advice from experience, start small, but start now. Because the long game always wins. If you're still here right now, I already know you're part of the 10% who don't just talk about getting rich. They actually do something about it. So hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's keep building this wealth mindset together. Habit number 3, they avoid the lifestyle creep. This one quietly destroys more financial growth than anything else. You get a raise and suddenly you deserve a new car. Your house built equity, then suddenly you upgrade to a bigger house. You land a bonus and you deserve the newest iPhone. That's how people stay broke at every income level. The wealthy, they think differently. They let their income rise, but their lifestyle stays steady for a while. Someone else gets a $10,000 raise and spends $9,000. The wealthy invest the $9,000 instead. I'm still using an iPhone 13, by the way, and I'm not changing it until it stopped working. Because here's the truth, you cannot out-earn bad habits. If your expenses always rise with your income, you will always feel broke. The goal is freedom, not flexing. Habit number 4, they keep learning and reinvest in themselves. One of the biggest reasons people stay stuck financially is because they stop learning once they start earning. But every stage of financial life will demand a new level of knowledge. In my own journey, I made it a habit to keep learning and upgrading my skills. I listen to podcasts, read books, attend classes, and watch content that expands how I think about money. Because what got you here won't get you to the next level. Your brain is your greatest asset, and upgrading it pays the highest return. And it's not just about knowledge, it's about the application too. When I learn something new, I find a way to put it into practice, even in a small way. Every new skill, insight, or mindset shift compounds, just like money does. And finally, my favorite, habit number 5. They protect their energy and environment. Do you ever notice most people improve their financial health when they end or minimize the drama in their life? Because money comes from your state of mind. The wealthy, they guard their focus, their energy, their emotions, and their surroundings like assets. Because they are assets. They don't waste energy comparing, gossiping, or reacting to every little drama. They spend that energy creating, learning, building. That's why I'm very intentional about where or who I spend my time with. I don't get into drama or constant comparison and negativity. I do not chase what everyone else is doing. Instead, I use my time to learn, create, or plan. Even something as simple as reading personal growth books or journaling my ideas. Because here's what I strongly believe. When my environment is peaceful, my money and decisions are smarter. When my circle is growth-minded, my mindset expands too. Because emotional discipline and financial discipline go hand in hand. You cannot make strong financial decisions when your mind is cluttered. You cannot think long-term when your environment is full of noise. So start filtering what you consume, who you spend your time with, and what you allow to get your attention. Your energy is the most valuable currency. Spend it wisely. So let me leave you with this. You do not need to do everything perfectly. You just need to start doing something consistently. Wealth isn't built in one big leap. It's built one decision, one habit, one consistent action at a time. Tracking, investing, staying grounded, protecting your peace, and setting systems that work for you. When you do that long enough, money stops being a source of stress. It becomes a tool, one that supports the life you actually want. That's what financial freedom really feels like. Peace. And if this video gave you clarity or motivation, hit that like button, share it with a friend or family, and subscribe if you haven't already. Because wealth isn't just what you earn, it's what you keep, grow, and protect. And always remember, the right mindset changes everything. See you next time.